process. And
So the battle for Tommy Robinson's hand has officially begun. The man is still. I actually sent him Merry Christmas and a few private words this evening. Because when he comes out, I want him to come on the podcast. Hopefully, I will have a up and running proper podcast. And anyone who does want to come on, let me know, and we're set up. I haven't got a podcast studio at the moment, but it will be a digital podcast to start off with. But UKIP seem to be the front runners. Are they forcing reform's hand for Tommy's hand? Tommy has already endorsed reform. UKIP see an opportunity here to get him into Parliament. Surely that would be worth more than part of reform, being part of Parliament, being part of the establishment. Tommy Robinson, part of the elite. Oh my days. Let's have a listen. The leader of UKIP here. Let's go.
in 2029, get him elected, get him in the House of Commons.
Breaking right now, the extraordinary row between Tommy Robinson, the UKIP party, and Talk TV stars Peter Cardwell and Piers Morgan has ratcheted up a notch. Now, if you haven't been following this, it
Piers
was all
Morgan.
kicked off because
I love
Cardwell,
his
who was
show, I
the
love
former
his
political
guests,
editor of
but
the
he is a
channel,
scumbag.
went on air and, without evidence, insisted that Tommy Robinson is, quote, racist. Watch this.
This guy's an asshole.
Thank you to everybody online who has
He
been
knows
in touch, including
nothing.
all those people who are saying
Do your
that I'm a
homework,
liar
bro. He
and that
says
Tommy
do your
Robinson isn't a
homework.
racist.
He's the
he
one that
is.
needs to do his
Just,
homework.
you know, do some basic research and you'll find
I
out.
made a video about this.
So thank you to everybody who's been in touch, including those people who've been horrible, and some who haven't been horrible. Some who've been totally respectful, and just saying they disagree with me, and that's okay. If we disagree without being disagreeable.
Nick Tanconi, who is the leader of the UKIP party and leading this protest movement. We're going to look at a couple of other...
Cool, man. What is going on now?
other videos because you held a demonstration outside of Talk TV. But Nick, can you just establish for me first what your view is on the claims made by Peter Cardwell and
the
Piers
rise of
Morgan?
reform and the Brexit Party and their reform.
So the claims they've made, if I'm not mistaken, Dan, are that Tommy Robinson's a racist, correct?
Yes, correct.
Well, he's not
Yeah,
racist.
lies, disgusting, absolutely disgusting.
It is
So whether they're liberal cowards or slippery, insidious snakes, like the Piers Morgans of the world who play both sides, wouldn't know a straight bat if it slapped them across the face. Whether it's the far left, the Islamists, or just plain old ignorance. This is the agenda. It is to smear you. It is to slander you. The definition of smearing and slandering. It's no different from when we were in the playground as children. It is to put you on the back foot. It is designed to emasculate you. It is designed to silence you. It started off with affirmative action in the States. It led to political correctness. Then we get the DIE campaign. Obviously, we then call it woke, which softens the sort of insidious nature of it all. But we could do it all day with the different acronyms: CRT, BLM, ESG. It's all there designed to say, stay in your lane. You aren't politically correct, and there's a mob coming after you, your wife, your job, your children. It's threatening and intimidating. So what someone hears when they're hopefully watching this program is, oh, Tommy Robinson's been called a racist. Nothing wrong with that. No, it is the exact demonstration of both. It's not just far left activism, but liberal mindsets as well, to say, listen, doesn't matter whether it's true or not. We get to feel morally superior by saying it. So shut up and stay in your lane. And let
me just say, right, I heard Tommy Robinson was a racist, the new Hitler, right, about 14, 15 years ago. I'd listen. There's an EDL demonstration I wasn't. Oh, it was a bit chaotic and that. And then this little guy picks a mic up. I thought, who's he? Oh, it's Tommy Robinson. And he just blew my mind with his intelligence, his articulateness, his oratory skills, and what was coming out of his mouth. I thought, oh my God. And when I fact checked it all, everything was true. And everything Tommy Robinson has ever said in the last 14 years has come true.
Absolutely have to confront and take on this madness. Now, if he was referred to as something else,
and
I may not have said anything. But if they're calling him a racist, that's wrong.
And you did take it on. So I want to just show people exactly what happened. Peter Cardwell was on air, broadcasting live, and was informed by a caller of what was going on outside the building. Watch this.
Oh, no, don't take her off. Don't take her off. It's okay. It's all right. Deb, sorry, go ahead. Say that again.
I think it's about time that you apologise for calling Tommy Robinson a racist, which he's not. I don't know whether you have any evidence of that at all. And also, there's actually a demonstration going on outside your studios right now. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not, actually, Debs, but thank you for letting me know. Thanks for your call. Appreciate that. Wayne says...
I don't think he did appreciate it. He looked quite concerned, probably for good reason, because here is what was going on outside, both from yourself and also a brilliant young woman, a conservative YouTuber. She was actually on the show last week. Very impressed with her, called Based and
Racist
Bougie.
Tommy
Watch.
with...
That he was a far-right, racist, Islamophobic extremist. And me being 11 years old and very impressionable, I believed it. Until maybe 12, 14 years later, I decided, he came up on my FYP, and I decided to just watch an interview. It was just a 1-hour interview. So as I was watching the interview, I was waiting to hear that right-wing, extremist, Islamophobic, racist comment, and I couldn't hear anything. So I decided to watch a second interview, waiting for that right-wing, extremist, Islamophobic comment, still couldn't hear anything. I decided to watch a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth interview, and I still couldn't find this character that they painted Tommy Robinson out to be. Now, I'm a very curious individual, so when I'm intrigued by something, nothing will stop me from exploring it. And after watching a couple of Tommy Robinson's interviews, I realized that this man was on a mission, not to create an all-white Britain, but to actually protect Britain and to protect children. That's it.
Well said.
Relationships, they're slandering. During lockdown, it was no different. If you didn't comply, if you didn't wear a mask, and who pushed that agenda? None other than pig vomit in there, Piers Morgan. And as for you, Cardwell, calling Robinson a racist, you owe the British public and Tommy Robinson an apology.
Yeah.
Really powerful stuff, Nick. People will be surprised, or some people will be surprised, because talk radio is largely considered to be pretty sound. I used to work there, but certainly some of their presenters, like Mike Graham, have very much put themselves in the anti-Tommy Robinson camp.
I'm standing here at Tower Bridge, a symbol of history and resilience. And today I want to...
But first, you know how often I talk on this show about the need for free speech to be protected. My goodness, I believe it. But I've been increasingly thinking of the need for personal...
Surfshark, if you want to sponsor my channel, you can, but
You are watching this, though, on YouTube or Rumble. You can just click on the link in the description box below. But now... back to the show.
I will be doing live Rumble shows.
So Reform's High Command, so the golden goose and the upcoming winner of the general election, apparently Reform, certain individuals at Talk TV. It's absolutely everywhere. So you can say whatever you like. You could pick a topic, Dan, and we could discuss it about Tommy. I've never met Tommy. I don't know the man. As everyone knows, and I've said that. You could pick a topic, and I would just say I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't answer that. But the key thing is to address these tactics that are deployed. You mentioned it's sort of conservative, socially conservative, certain media outlets and channels. It's everywhere. It's absolutely
get
everywhere.
him on, actually.
You just can't trust it. And the reality is that people aren't silly. They will make their own minds up. They might be X, Y, Z, but to say that they're a racist just because that's the status quo attached to the individual is madness. And this ruins people's lives as well in the age of woke and DIE. It truly does ruin people's lives. So we've got to stand up to it. And it was a pleasure. I was asked to be there, and I will never not be there, and I will never not spring into action to continue to call this out and to inspire the British public and to achieve votes for UKIP as well.
Probably, though, Nick, I would say the fundamental difference between UKIP under your leadership and Reform UK under Nigel Farage's leadership is you have thrown the door open to not just Tommy Robinson supporters, but to Tommy Robinson himself. You have said he's welcome in the party. You've also issued that same invitation to Katie Hopkins as well. So that is quite a fundamental difference, isn't it?
At some point.
Yeah, there are so many differences between Reform and UKIP. They're just not the same parties. We're socially conservative, right wing, and we're going to put Christianity back into the heart of government. Reform aren't those. They're just not those things at all. We've extended the hand to Tommy Robinson because we want him to join the party and we want him to stand in the area which we decide is best for him or he chooses. That's a two-way process. And in 2029, get him elected, get him in the House of Commons. That 10 seconds, that's how long that story takes to tell. We're doing the business.
So can I just clarify that, because people will be very interested in this.
Would be incredible.
You are saying that if Tommy Robinson were to join UKIP, you would support him running for a seat in Parliament as a UKIP prospective MP?
Because he wanted, I think he wanted to join before.
Well, and Katie Hopkins too.
Absolutely, and rightly so as well. These are accomplished, sensible, hardworking, decent individuals who have dedicated 15 plus years from their early 20s. And in the case of Tommy now, it's cost him his liberty. I mean, what's not to like? That he's a stand-up guy, and I've got a lot of time for that. So yeah, absolutely, the hand's extended, and we want everyone's going to have to pick a horse in this race. We are taking our country back down. The revolution's begun. You can't stop that. We are going to put Christianity back into the heart of government. We are going to right the wrongs of so many decades since roughly the Second World War, but it's actually since the Enlightenment period. I won't go there. The reality is that we're going to take our country back one way or the other. It's going to happen. And we're asking good people to say, do you know what? I like your missions. I like your manifesto. I like what you're saying, Hopkins. Nick. We're in crisis. Let's do it. That hand is extended. The door is open. And when they're ready, I already know that they'll come of their own volition. But sooner rather than later, please, guys.
Well, but that's a big change. That is a big change, because I just wonder, look, as I say, he was pretty clear to me when I met him on Saturday that he wants uniting the kingdom to be a cultural movement. But I just wonder, because the tectonic plates are shifting, aren't they, so significantly? And if there was a seat where he felt he had a very strong chance of winning, it's quite a thought, isn't it? Tommy Robinson in the Houses of Commons. Do you worry about lawfare? Do you worry about... I mean, look, there are already calls, aren't there, from the likes of Humza Useless, the failed First Minister of Scotland, to officially define Tommy Robinson and his organisation as a terrorist organisation, presumably to stop him from running for Parliament, exactly the same thing that they're doing to Marine Le Pen in France. Do you worry about that?
I think Humza should worry far more about getting the Muslim Defence League, MDL, prescribed as a terrorist organisation. I think Humza Yousaf should worry far more about the 39,000 Islamists out of the 45,000 on MI5's terror watch list. He should worry far more about the 57 of the 70% of the prescribed terrorist organizations in the UK are Islamic, compared with 6% that are white nationalist, which UKIP has already denounced. And everyone's aware of that. Am I concerned about, as you put it, Dan, am I concerned about insidious tactics used to needlessly cut down and ambush
Muslim countries seem to kick them all out, and we get
patriotic, God-fearing men and women from reclaiming this glorious green Christian land. I don't sleep at night because they're going to. I've been so candid about controlled opposition. I mentioned government assets, and that's without going into further detail about the sort of tactics that they will try to destabilize any benevolent, non-grifting, genuine movement, political war machine that is trying to take back Britain. They're not going to hand power over. They simply won't do it. We're going to have to take it back. And I am calling upon citizens of Britain to put their name forward and apply on the UKIP website. If you haven't already joined as a member, join as a member. Join the People's Army. And if you haven't already, put your name forward to stand as a community leader, as a candidate in your area. If Britain doesn't want to be saved, Britain doesn't want to be saved. But I simply don't believe that's the case. I think Britain does want to be saved. And going back to your earlier point about what Tommy does and doesn't do, that's completely up to him.
I've been saying
we're still taking our country back.
Fighting talk. I love to hear it. Nick Tenconi. Great stuff. Really brilliant to have you on Outspoken again. Have a wonderful Christmas. Great New Year, and I look forward to chatting in 2025 and seeing what's next. Because one thing
Merry Christmas,
that is guaranteed is it's not going to be straightforward, is it, over the next few months in this country. Nick Tenconi, great to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face.
Wow, wow, wow. That was... Sorry, Dan. That was absolutely enlightening, fascinating, brilliant. What will Tommy decide? If Tommy thinks he can win a seat and get into Parliament, he'll take it. I think I've known Tommy well enough for long enough. I think he'd take it. I'm not best mates with Tommy. I just know him. I know what he's like, and so, and I just think he'll take it. So, yeah, Reform could really miss out there. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit the notification bell. Subscribe. I need some more subscribers. Come on. If you want Nick on, we need some more subscribers. Surely you want Nick on to make you talk for an hour about Tommy. Come on. Let's get it on. Tommy and Katie Hopkins.
Anyway, just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand.
That'll be the chat. Anyway, see you later, guys. Catch you soon.